Hello everyone, welcome back to Everyday Shed. I'm Carlos. Today we're building the doors for the 6x10 lean-to shed that we are building. And I know this may be out of order. You're probably expecting walls built first, but bear with me. We're building the doors onto the walls. This way is a much easier process. It's easier to make sure that the doors are aligned and everything is plumb. And just like any regular wall, we start off by laying out the top plate, bottom plate, and all the studs needed for the wall. Once everything is in place, we find the center of the wall and mark the locations for the studs. Each stud gets secured with two 3.5-inch screws on the top and the bottom plates. If you have a framing nailer, you can use nails instead. I'm using screws here because they're more homeowner friendly and don't require any special tool. These are the same screws found in our screw kits at everydayshed.com, so make sure to check them out. We're gonna bring in two sheets of siding to cover the walls. Since this wall is only 6 feet wide, each sheet needs to be trimmed by a foot. This places the seam right in the center of the wall and also keeps the door from opening right in the siding seam and making the layout much cleaner. And now it's time to paint these sheets before we trim them out and attach them to the walls. And after building many sheds, we do believe this is the most efficient and easy way to build a door onto the shed. We know there's some scraps that gets thrown out. You may want to be efficient and trying to reuse those elsewhere, but believe me, this is the easiest way to build a door onto a wall so it aligns and it's perfectly plumb. The next step is laying out the trim for the door. You want to keep the trim pieces tight against each other and tight against the bottom of the siding. And the most important part is where the trim starts. You want to line up the trim with the edge of the review, but don't cover the lip. That lip needs to be exposed so the right door can close against it. Getting this detail right will help keep the door lined up properly and closing nicely when done. These doors are getting transom windows. A transom window lets natural light into the shed without taking too much of wall space. A lot of homeowners really like this feature and it makes the inside feel brighter and more open. If you're looking for a transom window for your shed, check out everydayshed.com. We also have a link in the description. Place the transom window right up against the trim where you want it to go. And once it's in position, move the trim aside and trace it with a pencil. This will mark what needs to be cut so the window fits into the door. After the opening is cut, you want to save the piece that came out. That scrap piece get cut into 4 strips. These strips are used as backers behind the siding. They are gonna give the trim and the window something solid to screw into. The backers get installed behind the siding and you want to positioning them flush with the window opening, but you want to screw about 1.5 inches above the opening. Slide the window into the opening, making sure that it fits properly, and then we can drive screws through the window decided into the backer strips. Once the window is secure, we can now remove the temporary screws that were holding the backers. And at this point, the window is fully installed. We can go back and place the trims back the way they were and continue with the door installation. With the window installed and everything lined up, it's time to secure the trim. I usually use screws that we provided on the kit, but a pin nailer or a brad nailer works great too. Smaller the fasteners the better because you want to make sure they are not too noticeable from the front. And at this point, only one screw or one nail is needed at the end of each the trim. The trim doesn't need to be fully secure just yet. We're gonna add more screws to the back later. That will pull the trim tight against the siding and making sure everything is firmly in place. The next step is cutting the door opening. You can cut along the trim, but don't cut it all the way free just yet. Leave a 4 to 6 inch section uncut every few feet. This will hold everything together. If you have a flush cut saw, this part is really quick and easy. If not, you can flip the panel over and trace the edges using a square or a long level. And then, using a circular saw, you can make the same cuts. Just remember, you have to leave some uncut sections so the door can stay together until the final cuts can be made later. The door panel is ready to be installed onto the wall. I like to keep the panel about inch and a half below the bottom plate. A scrap piece of 2x4 works great as a spacer and makes things easy. Before fastening the panel onto the wall frame, make sure the edge of the trim, in other words, the center of the door, it's exactly in the center of the wall. Once everything is lined up, we can start securing the panel onto the wall frame using screws or nails. With the doors panel secured to the frame, the outside trim can now be installed. I like to use a scrap piece of siding as a spacer between the trim and the door. This creates a right gap for the door to be open and closed properly. It also helps keep the trim straight and evenly spaced all the way to the top. The next step is installing the door hardware. On the wall side, we want to use longer screws so they go through the trim into the wall framing. And on the door side, shorter screws work just fine since we only attach the hardware to the door. And to make things easier, we put together a door hardware kit with the right hardware, the correct amount of screws that you need to build a shed. You can find it at everydayshed.com or you can check the link in the description below. This is very exciting. We're pretty close to being done with the door. However, there's still some trim work left. We gotta add a trim right underneath the transom window and also a piece of trim above the door. But before we get to that, let's get this wall up, plumb, and secure to the shed floor so we can finish framing the interior and also trimming out the door. With the door installed and the hardware secured, it's time to open them up. So look for small sections that we have left uncut earlier. Those can now be cut with either a sawzall, multi-tool, or even a handsaw. There should be few of them holding the doors together. Take your time, look for them, and cut each one carefully. Once they're all cut, you should be able to swing the door open freely for the first time. And now it's time to finish framing the wall. Anytime you have a large opening like this, you do need extra support. This is where you install the two jack studs, one on each side, And also you need two headers above the door opening. And also this is a good time, since you have the sawzall nearby, to cut the bottom plate out. And also this is a great time to finish securing the trim. Up to this point, the trim was only held in place with few fasteners on the front, and now that we have access on the back, we can add more screws on the panel. This is going to pull the trim tight against the siding, creating a much stronger connection. With everything secure, we can now add a couple studs on the inside of the door. This is going to help make the door stronger and more rigid. Some builders and some DIYers would prefer to add more than two studs on each door. I think just one is sufficient. This is gonna provide a solid place to attach the door hardware, and also is gonna help make it feel much more stronger and secure. And now it's time to dress up the doors, giving them a more finished look. A piece of trim goes right underneath the transom window, and another piece goes in the center of each door. These trim pieces are some nice details and make the door looks more complete. The center trim also serves another purpose. It gives a solid place to install a middle hinge and helps keeping that door straight and swinging smoothly. And this door is very close to being complete. The only thing left here is adding the hardware in the middle so we can lock it, and we can do that at later on. The point I want to make next is that if you're gonna build the walls, you start that right away so you can plumb everything together. If you're not building the walls right away, go ahead, add a brace to this wall so it doesn't fall over on you overnight or over the next few days. And if you like this video and you want to check out the next video in this series, which is building the walls, there's a video for you right here. If you want to check out everything from beginning to end, how we started with the foundation all the way to the end, I'm gonna leave a video for you right here. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for watching.